1968. Welcome to the only part of the back lot with a 100% chance of rain. The flash flood.
Well, spoiler alert, Walker. You know what? Instead, we're going to do a thunderstorm demonstration. We've got some sprinklers going. We're shooting water straight up into the air so that gravity can bring it back down in a very natural pattern. We can also use some strobe lights to kind of mimic lightning and some sound effects too, like thunder. Normally, this thunder would be added in post-production because we don't want to interrupting our actors' dialogue, but we've added it here so you can get the full effect. That's how we make our thunderstorms here in Hollywood. Ta-da! Okay, gotta go ahead and turn it off before it becomes a regional earthquake. But remember, which one for us? Reads this one. Hold on. Hold on, wrong button. Everybody take over the flash flood! Everyone, it's our bonus attraction here. You can see in this scene here from Big Fat Fire, starring Paul Giamatti, Amanda Bynes, and Frankie Muniz. This is what our flash flood looks like on camera. Goodbye, Paul Giamatti. We are going to get a little deja vu. We're going to head past Amity Island yet again. And we're going to talk about how, or Steven Spielberg is going to talk about how he created this amazing attraction alongside the collaborate with the we're going to let Steven Spielberg speak because I can't speak anymore. He's going to talk about the making of this attraction in collaboration with the rest of the theme park.
The Jaws ride was almost the inevitable result of the size of the box office when Jaws first opened in June of 1975. And that was really the first time I ever got involved in the creation of a ride. It was a great honor to be invited into a creative circle of tremendous designers at Universal that were trying to figure out how to replicate what the movie had done to audiences in a real way by building a physical shark that would come out of the water and terrify tourists as they were sitting in the tread. And the most amazing thing about the Jaws ride is it is exactly as it was from the time it was first placed on the Universal lot. There have been tweaks, of course, over the years, but it is essentially what the designers and myself all envisioned and created. I'm done bashing the shark. Thank you, Jaws, for everything you've done for me. But I will say, consistently, the shark did look much better on the tour than it did in the Atlantic Ocean in 1974.
Now over to your left are the Lionsgate signs. These are prop replicas made for the 30th anniversary of the first film, but here to celebrate our 60th. And on the right-hand side, you will see some trees. Yay! I'm just kidding. This is Wilderness Road. We use this area when we want to put our actors in remote settings. We'll take them from the soundstage and put them here. That way we don't have to drag our cast, our crew, our equipment out into the middle of nowhere. And plus there's electricity and bathrooms nearby, so we don't have to worry about that too. We use this, or all we have to do is make sure that the only things you see in frame are the dirt and the trees. Your brain will automatically fill in the rest, making it seem like it's all happening in the middle of nowhere. We've used this for Bird Box starring Sandra Bullock, and as well as Fox's 911 starring Angela Bassett. We're going to overturn the limousine crash on this very road. Hi friends! Speaking of limousine, now that was a picture car, and picture cars are any vehicle that you see on screen. We have a couple of them for you coming up on your left-hand side. This is a Universal Studios Glamour tram. This is a real tram that used to travel through our back lots in the 1960s, just refurbished for our 60th anniversary. Have some vehicles from the Jurassic Park and Jurassic World franchise, as well as the Flintstones vehicles, and Dominic Toretto's Black Dodge Charger. Pretty cool that we have these out here. We're going to continue through and see another one of our picture cars wearing Crane's Cadillac as we pass by our Bates Motel. We're doing a thing here in Hollywood. We call it striking, which is basically picking up and finishing up a production here, and we're going to put all of these away because we got to get ready for Halloween Horror Nights coming soon in September and October. So we're getting ready and in preparation for all of that. That's what all these light fixtures are up for. and all our friends out there in the beginning. Now we're gonna stick to the spooky theme. How we head up to the Cycle House. Now, only 2 sides of the Cycle House were built for the film, and it wasn't until later did we build the rest of the walls, getting what you see here. Now, you can't film on the inside of the Cycle House, just the outside. Oh, I look like a ghost in the camera. Just the outside. So this is what we call a shell. Film all the way around the outside, but nothing on the inside. If we could film on the inside, then it would be called a practical set, where you could film on the inside and the outside. Here, it's just not the case. We're gonna continue that spooky theme and head into one of the most amazing sets here on the back lot. This is the Disaster Crash Site from Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds, by the minds of Steven Spielberg and his production designer, Rick Carter.
Yes, perfect design. It was all designed around we forget to sit down to talk about War of the Worlds. I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
You're doing good. You're doing good. Listen to me. Listen now. Listen now. Close your eyes, okay? Now closed. Let me get in.
A real 747 airplane they purchased for $60,000. They chalked it up, put it on a fleet of flatbed trucks, and shipped it over here to Los Angeles for $200,000. Yikes. It's always the shipping and handling that gets you, huh? Now this plane, as amazing as this whole entire set is, was actually in less than 3 minutes of the movie. But you cannot deny how amazing this set is. The storytelling just in the set as it is right here is pretty incredible. As I hit my tooth with the mic out. Just by the things that are scrolled out in front of their houses, you can tell what these families were like on the inside, like what activities they'd like to do, whether they had kids or not, and what holidays they celebrated are all told and thrown about on the front of their lawns, because it gives us an idea of who lives inside these houses. Just simple things like that. Also, this thing is for Halloween Horror Nights as well. You actually get to step onto the Banks Motel and walk up the Cycle House and through War of the World. So if you're able to join us again in September and October, highly recommend. I'll see you at the event. Now, we've been lucky to work with amazing directors like Steven Spielberg, and more recently had a partner, Jordan Peele. We're going to take you to the Jupiter's Play from Jordan Peele's killer sci-fi movie Now, starring Daniel Kaluuya, Kiki Palmer, and Stephen Young. And here is Jordan Peele to welcome us in.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible mission and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Plane, a nostalgic, small-town Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Juke Park. Over there, look into the winking well and have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kid Show. That's what this whole place is usually based on. Remember that one? No? Why? A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. Not looking so live anymore. Anyway, this holiday fans, welcome to your town. It's a sinister secret. It is smack dab in the center. Welcome to the world of no.
Peel out of here. It's time for us to get out. Now, those are the actual sets taken from the Santa Clarita Valley and put right here on our Universal lot for us to enjoy. Designed by Ruth D. Young, who also worked on Jordan Peele's film. Us and Oppenheimer, which will best picture this year. Now, we had a lot of instances happen on our tram, like dinosaur attack, a shark attack, whatever that was. So we're gonna check up on this tram here and take it in for a little maintenance checkup. I know, I probably shouldn't be taking you all with me on my errands, but I promised you all, these guys are fast and furious that I'm bringing you in here, but no matter. In the meantime, I want to remind everyone to please remain seated. Keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times and hold on to all of your personal belongings. You don't want to lose them on this last stretch of the tour here, so please make sure they are secure. And I guess we'll just wait here to see these mechanics to get ready on our it looks like somebody is trying to patch themselves through to the tram. Hopefully I'm not in any trouble. I'm going to go ahead and let them through just to make sure everything's okay. Hello there, is everything all right?
It was Roman Pierce.
Oh. Okay.
But the cars access a stash room. Show for a while. Caught you in our secret spot.
Alright, look guys, we're gonna keep Shaw and finding you. To keep you safe, we need your help. You won't want to send get tracking us, so put away your cameras and turn off your cell phones. One flash or one ringtone will get us through.
I need y'all to take this real serious.
Okay, we're on to the next bit.
Huh. So criminal Owen Shaw is after us, and one of you is a witness. Well, the witness protection program isn't exactly what I have in my to-do list today, so we're gonna go ahead and go to the next page, see if they have some sort of plan to help us out.
This is what we doing. This is the race day after party. And where the other?
Roman Pierce, FBI, don't move.
Them?
That's right, party's over.
You know how long I took to iron this shirt, man? I'm not.
You're under arrest right now.
Ladies, just back up a little bit. Got it. It's lightweight. First of all, I don't work for you.
Oh, really? Well, tell me, Roman, who do you work for?
We don't work for nobody. I suggest you clear out of here, otherwise we can't guarantee your safety.
Guarantee my safety? I'm the one holding the gun.
Yeah, but mine's a whole lot bigger than yours. Escort this novice out. Let's go, Cookie Puss.
Got an ugly suit on, man. It's cheap.
Somebody out there really pissed off Shaw. It's gonna get ugly fast.
Yeah, don't worry. Lucky for you, our whole family will protect you.
Are you kidding me, Roman? You didn't shut off your phone, bro?
I gotta call you back. I'm in the middle of this. Call you back. It was on vibrate.
Shaw traced us. Ours can't hold forever. Letty, Roman, we're up. Driver, move that vehicle.
It's about to get real interesting. I'm on the leases, all warmed up, right next door.
Roman, grab your truck. I need you and Letty ready to roll.
Okay, everyone. Now's the time to dry those 3D glasses if you haven't already. We use them as disguises. In the meantime, we'll lay low, so don't flash photography. We don't want no one showing behind us. So just wait here for our next service.
Which one of you is the witness? Speak now or you all get fried!
This is our truck.
Okay, everyone. We are finishing up our 2 years, so we don't have to mention it. I'll say a few words before we depart.
Over the past 6 days, studio tours has been amazing. In a way, that only Universal can. I hope everyone had a great time today. On behalf of everyone at NBC Universal, thank you for joining us to celebrate our 60 years.
As Jimmy said, thank you so much for celebrating our 60th anniversary. The studio tour is very special to us, because this is where it all began for Universal's destinations and experiences. From 2 glamour trains traveling the backlot in summer of 1864, we have developed into so much more, including 7 cruises, taking millions of guests every year, and the upcoming Universal Epic Universe opening next year in Orlando. I'd also like to take a moment to acknowledge all the studio tour ambassadors, drivers, and guides throughout our history who helped make the studio tour world famous. From our first 4 guides and drivers to the hundreds of team members who support the tour today. Team members like your driver, Grant. Everyone give it up for Grant. Yeah. Without Grant, we would have had to walk all 400 acres, and I don't know about you all, I don't really want to do that right now. So thank you, Grant, for getting us back safely. Now we're going to take you to the unload station. There you'll see a directory for wait times for rides and attractions. And you can also get all that information at the touch of your fingertips at the Universal Studios Hollywood app. Has all that information there, as well as you can confirm the park closes at 7 p.m. here today. And yeah. If you also need it for mobile dining as well, for select restaurants, we have it for that too. If you like any of the television shows or movies that you saw on today's tour, you can visit www.uphe.com, ask today at all of our retail stores. To our annual pass holders, thank you so much for being here today. If you're not an annual pass holder and you'd like to be, you can head up to the Universal box office to see how you can upgrade today's ticket so that you can come back again and again and again and take our tours over and over and over again. I know we're celebrating our 60th anniversary, but Super Nintendo World is celebrating their first anniversary with Universal Studios Hollywood. So if you haven't checked them out yet, highly recommend you make your way down there to the lower lot. Just take those escalators all the way down.
Universal Studios.
Alrighty, everyone, on behalf of myself and your driver and everyone here at Universal Studios Hollywood, we hope you enjoyed this exclusive behind-the-scenes Hollywood experience that has been 60 years in the making. And as they say in the movies, everybody, that is a wrap. Thank you so much for celebrating with us. We'll see you next time.